We are back on the Soundcheck podcast. I'm joined by my beautiful co-host, Dylan Reese, and we're also joined by a guest today. We have none other than Big Haus, Ollie Joseph, big stepper, friend of the podcast, amazing music artist, has a podcast of his own, general winner, I would say, a holder of luck. Big Haus, how we feeling today?
Got called everything but beautiful. What's up with that?
Ah, damn, beautiful. He's a
Dylan gets
beautiful
beautiful and I get all that other shit.
guy.
General winner is definitely how I'm going to be introducing myself from now on.
That's
Yeah.
bad.
So what do you do? I just win.
Generally, I just win.
Just generally, like most of the time, just winning all the time.
Yeah, I'm doing good though. How are you guys doing? Thanks for having me, first and foremost. I've seen every episode. Avid listener.
Dude, I get hyped when you text me about, I love this week, or like, I agree with what you said or whatever. I'm like, dude, it reminds me that not only people are listening, but like people that I respect and give a fuck about what they think, they're listening, and you're one of those people. So it's really dope. I'm glad you're tuned in.
Yeah, I think it's anytime my buddies do something, I mean, I wouldn't care if one of my buddies was like knitting hats or something. I'm copping a hat. I might even rock that out. Hopefully someone sees it and they're like, "Where'd you get that?" And I could put them on. But anytime my buddies do something that is enjoyable for me to, especially listen to, like anything audio wise, like we all make music. I listen to podcasts and stuff. So if my boys are dropping something, I gotta tap in. And I even though I talk to you guys a lot, what you guys touch on the podcast side of things, oftentimes like I haven't talked to either one of you about. So it's cool to be able to get your guys' perspective on stuff that like I haven't discussed with both of you. So I feel like in a way I'm not listening to my buddies, and then I got to remind myself like, oh yeah, this is my boy shit.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's
And
dope.
you listen to it a lot while you're running, right?
Yeah, when I'm running, if I'm driving, that's kind of the only time I listen to podcasts. Once in a while, I'll throw, like when you got the one you guys dropped last week, I was listening to it and I was doing laundry, but I don't do laundry a lot, so that was a rare occasion.
Go cleaning up.
No, it's
And,
good. It's a good reminder of like why we do this too. Because even as someone that knows us personally, if we're talking about shit that you haven't heard from us, or like, just like genuinely curious about, it's a good example of just getting to show our personality and like our thoughts more. So it's validating to hear. So
Yeah, and you never know who's listening too. Same thing with music. Like, someone could, like myself, have listened to every episode and you'll never know about it until one day, 5 years from now, when you run into someone, maybe even in public, and someone's like, "Yo, I've seen every episode of your podcast." You're like, "Bro, who the fuck are you?"
you're like,
yeah,
really?
fire.
Yeah.
I've
Get a
noticed
hobby.
also that it's just made me a better speaker, even outside of the podcast. When I'm talking to people on the phone or in person or wherever, I just feel like I've had an easier time articulating my thoughts, putting it into words since I started doing a podcast.
That's actually one of the main reasons I wanted to start one. It was also Matt kind of poking me, "Hey, you should do it. You should do it. You should do it." And I feel like COVID being, not to bring up the dark ages,
Dun, dun.
but I was I was outside as much as anyone else, but I spent a lot of time alone, and I talk to myself out loud, but I don't have like in-depth conversations with myself like you would with somebody else. And so I feel like since that part of my life was kind of put on halt, my speaking abilities were also put on halt. I damn near forgot how to speak English at some point.
Glitching
I
out
felt
and
like,
shit.
yeah, dude, and I still do. I agree with you though. Doing the podcast has helped, but I feel like it's weird because you would think someone who writes music has a very vast vocabulary, but I feel like my vocabulary is max level 1.5 grade, not even second grade.
1.5 grade.
1.5 grade. Like I got there and then I just dropped out.
Dude, I had a moment the other day where I absolutely glitched out in conversation.
Short circuited.
Bro, I ran into a guy who I guess is buddies with my older brother. They went to school together. And he was like, "Hey, how's your brother been?" And my brother just moved to Alaska. But for
Whoa.
some reason, dude, I like glitched out in the conversation and I was like, he moved to Canada. And
Oh, my bad, bro. When I glitch out, I just be lying.
yeah, and I just straight up lied, and then I was like, "Why did I say Canada?" And then, bro, I didn't realize how close he was to my brother. He texted my brother and said, "Heard you're Canadian now, motherfucker." And my brother was like, "What are you talking about?" Like,
Nah,
he lied to
he
you.
didn't have to snitch on you like that, though.
I know,
Even
bro.
if I had to get that little lie off, chill, bro.
It came back
Let me
around. I was
do
like, "Bro,
that.
just let me lie a little bit. Damn."
Damn. One time I was golfing with Matt. This was honestly, this is the day I met Dylan in person. We met in a golf resort clubhouse in Mesa, Arizona, and I was hammered off
I
the
remember that.
transfusions. And so I think I was on my third transfusion, and I started telling a story, and it was just a straight lie. Like, I don't know why I over embellished the embellishment, and I stopped myself halfway through, and I was like, I'm not going to hold you up. That was just 100% a lie. And I'm sorry. When I'm off the transfusions, I just be lying. And
Oh my
so now Matt still says that to this day. So when I get a couple transfusions in me, don't believe a word I'm saying, bro. It's all cap.
He said, "I keep it 99 because I be lying sometimes."
100%. That's a bar. That's a bar.
Somebody's got to use that out of the three of us. Somebody's got to
Oh
use
my
that.
God, that's hilarious.
Someone's gotta use it. So what's going on with you in the world of music right now, Ollie Joseph? What's on the horizon? You got new projects in the works? What's 2026 have in store for Big Haus?
I got a project with Adam Yokum in the works. I got a
Hey,
project with my close collaborator, my buddy Drew Matt in the works. I have a lot of solo singles. I eventually would like to work on a solo album. I think Drew and I were gonna make our project an EP, which is anything for anyone listening that doesn't know the numerical regulations for like an EP or an album. I guess for distribution services, an EP is anything that is 6 songs and under that, and then an album is anything 7 and over. So even Your and I's project might end up being an album depending on how many frickin' I haven't used the term frickin' in a while. I might start saying that instead of
What made you do that?
frick.
What made you
I
do
don't
that?
know. When I get really frustrated, frick comes out. I'm not gonna hold you up.
Yeah, what the frick?
Yeah,
the
what
frick?
there's this guy on TikTok. What the freak?
Yo,
That's just
I
funny.
watch that dude all the time. He's hilarious.
That Jet
What the
guy.
freak? What the
What the
heck?
freak? That's just so funny, bro. But yeah,
That dude's
so
great.
I don't know. You hear the term freshman album thrown around a lot. When Russ kind of broke down that he just chose to market whichever album he wanted to as his freshman album, that There's Really a Wolf album, when he had 10 or 11 albums before that, I was like, it's just one of those rules that it just doesn't necessarily matter. Why would I potentially limit the amount of good songs I put on a project just because I don't want it to be my first album? So I think that's something that going into the new year, I kind of shed, and I'm like, fuck it. Who cares? Like, no one cares. That's one of those things where no one cares about that except for me. And I just have to get over stuff like that, though. But other than that, a couple projects with the homies, um, a lot of solo songs, and I would love to work with this who could further my fan base. I've never worked with someone who bigger artists. And I don't want to say a bigger artist than myself because numbers are kind of subjective at this point. And you could have like someone could go out, sell out tours, but have half the listenership as you. So it's kind of, I don't know, that's kind of a big gray area right now. But an artist who just has more to give than myself. And yeah, I don't know. I just want to get the songs out there to more people because I'm sure you guys feel the same, especially with social media these days. You post and post and post, and I rarely get negative comments. I think I can legit in the past year count the amount of negative comments I've gotten on both of my hands. One of them was funny as fuck. It was on this YouTube short, and it was just a guy that says, "This sucks," and I was like, "That's hilarious." Just straight up, this
This
sucks.
sucks.
I'm like, God
Had to
damn,
say
bro.
that.
It probably did too. Like if someone drops that, they're probably true. But I just want to get out there to more people and honestly get more negative comments and reach new people who have something to say about it. Cause that's when speaking about like, generally I win, that's when you're winning is when other people are so fucking mad that you popped up on their shit that they have to drop some hating ass stuff on there. So I just
Yeah.
and that was a very long answer to just say growing the sound. That's all I'm focused on. I don't have any crazy goals or like, I've kind of rid of all the like I want X amount of monthly listeners or I want, X amount of streams per month and stuff like that. A lot of that is out of our hands. So I'm just trying to put out the best music I can.
I like that.
Great
I
Yeah.
like
answer.
that.
Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
again, we talk about this all the time. Like, that's something that you can control. You can't necessarily control how many streams you get or how many tickets you sell or how, like, you can obviously do things to influence those, whether it be marketing or getting a feature or, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I think all that comes down to like the best marketing is a better product is going to move the needle.
For
And
sure. It's a great
even if
way
it
to put it.
doesn't right away, it probably will over time. And even if it doesn't at all, you're making shit that you're proud of. And, we're all at a point where it's like the better product will move the needle because there's already a certain core that's going to consume this thing. So if it's just fucking better, it's going to do better, which is a
Yeah,
really good place to be.
and I feel like this might be going a little bit off topic, which Big Haus loves getting off topic, but I'll try to keep it on topic. And you saying that, when I saw your set live, it made me a Dylan Reese super fan.
Thank you, man.
I probably go, say at least every 2 days. I say, I can't wait to understand. I love that shit, dude. But that song and some of your other songs could have been out for years before that. But until I went to the show and I'm like, oh wow, I got to see him perform it like this. I got to see how into it and how good he is. That made that song stick in my head. And so even if I am putting out all this shit, I'm not the type to look at music as like, oh, I put out a good song and I'm getting slept on. I don't like when people like, oh, were you
Yeah.
sleeping on my shit or anything. It's like, it's my job to wake people up. I can do that by dropping more and always being in people's faces with this. Not an annoying tip, but even if it is annoying, I don't care because I love this and that's my job is to get it out to more people. But I don't know how one singular person is going to discover me. It could be at a show, which happens. It could be scrolling on TikTok, which has happened a lot. It could be Instagram, YouTube. There's so many social media outlets to discover, but there's also, random ways of like maybe you're driving down. Someone's driving in. We'll just say the drop top. Someone's in the drop toppy, flying down Sunset, blasting some big Yokum. And then they're at a stoplight. Someone's like, damn, this shit's hard. Shazams it. Boom, you're their new favorite artist. But the way that starts is being consistent with such a high quality product that people can't deny. They might not like it. It might not be for them, but they can't deny that it's a good quality song. And that's all I'm trying to do. I'm sure you guys are trying to do the same shit.
1,000%.
Yeah. I think a lot sometimes about like, okay, there's 9 billion people in the world. And out of those 9 billion people, like if every single person in the world heard your song, how many would even like it? Like how many would even become a fan? I mean, and
It may be eight.
shit, maybe.
eight song.
I don't know what the number is, let's say it's like 500 million or something like that. Out of those 500 million, it's like how many of them are on social media at a certain time and how many posts are there going up on social media and what are the odds that your song even reaches all those people? It's like this job we've chosen is this incredibly difficult and almost impossible thing where
It
it's like
is. No,
it's
it
like
is.
it's like
You got to be a little cooked to want to do this shit.
You got to be
Yeah.
fully fucked up in the head to pursue something like this when you break it down like that. And I'm not a big fan of people saying be realistic because your reality is completely different than mine. You don't have my fucking brain. I got some crazy shit going on up here. My reality, I guarantee you, is in a different realm than yours is. You'll never be able to think like me. And that's probably a good thing for you because you don't want this. But I do. I love this shit. But
Dude, I
you
love
have to, if you are, I look at this shit as like back in the fake Game of Thrones days and shit like that. If a big fire breathing dragon's coming to you and all you got is a sword, are you running? Like, I don't want to get burned. It's scary. No, not me. I'm jumping in the mouth of that shit, cutting the tongue off. I'm sliding down the throat. Pause. I'm going to cut my way out of the stomach. But that's the way, those are the type of people I like to surround myself with too. Because why the fuck not? Like, it is impossible, but I like doing the impossible. I don't know if have you guys ever been on muso.ai, I think it is? It's like a stat
What is it? Yeah.
website for
Yeah.
Muso,
Muso, yeah.
muso.ai. Yeah.
Yeah.
It says I am in the top 0.1% of artists. So I don't give a fuck if there's 100,000 artists uploading a song a day. I don't care. Shit got
Yeah.
nothing to do with me. I'm living in
Yeah.
my own bubble over here. And my friends are doing the same thing. I'm sure a lot of the people that I know are in that same percentage because the vast majority of people doing this pick it up and put it down. But
Yeah.
all you got to do is not put it down and care a little bit and keep trying, and you'll be good to go. But when you break it down like that, Adam, it is so defeating. If that was on the job to this shit, 99% of the people would not even finish the application. And that's the way people have to look at it is that, are you going to give your all to this or are you bitch made? And it's okay to be bitch made sometimes. I'm not going to hold you up. Things in life where I'm like, I'm not doing that. Or maybe it's scary. Like, I don't know if I want to go skydiving. I'm way too fucking big to have someone on my back and that parachute carry the both of us. That's scary to
Yeah.
me. I'm not doing that. But
There's
shit,
certain things that maybe you should be bitch made about because of your
yes.
skill set in your mind. You know, like there's certain things like I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna see it through. But music as a career, it's something that we've just chosen. It's like I know I'm gonna do this. Like it's just not even a
Yeah,
question
it's like
in my head. You know?
when you're standing at the bottom of that Mount Everest of shit we just talked about, and it seems impossible. Yeah, you got to be able to be like, well, I'm gonna figure it out anyway. I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's the I look at it, I have a song called So Far So Good, and it's basically about me. I look at this as like you could think of it as like a swamp or a forest. I love the term making it out the mud because I feel like no matter what you do in this, there's always more mud to be made out of, if that makes sense. I didn't just make sense, but I made sense. But even in a forest, like you're chopping through the trees. Actually, no deforestation. We're maneuvering through the trees. You get out and there's a clearing. Well, if you maybe there's even a hill, you get to the top of the hill, there is another forest and you're going to have to get through that too. But how many of those are you willing to get through? I don't know. I don't know how many I have to actually say, okay, I've made it. I don't know. I think I moved the goalposts on my own goals so much that I don't know if that day will ever come, but it's the excitement that keeps me going. And everyone said this, like, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, which is true. But a lot of my buddies who I started this with, which it's coming up on 10 years. It'll be 10 years when I release my first song on Spotify this December of 2026. A lot of those people are nowhere to be seen in my world, meaning I can't relate to the same issues they have because I just kept going. I kept marching through the forest and I look back and they're so far back there I can't even see them anymore. And that hurts, man, but like I feel like over time I've gravitated to people who are also doing the same thing and have that same mindset of like, what the fuck am I doing stopping? Oh, we're way too far into this shit. I would rather jump off a fucking bridge than not do this. And if you can't say the same, then I don't want to be around you. Not on some cult shit. Like
Oh yeah.
we're all gonna jump off the bridge, right?
If you aren't willing to jump with me.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
crazy how that happens if you like really zoom out and look at, you know, 30 years, whatever it is that you've been on planet Earth and you've known some people for maybe 26 of them. And it's like, yeah, I have nothing to really say to this person. And it's not because I don't like them, but it's just we're on like completely different paths. And then
Mm-hmm.
someone like you and I, we met, you know, we've known each other and like talked on the internet, whatever. But I mean, there's hundreds of those, right?
Yeah.
We met like a year ago or something like that, whenever that tour
Yeah.
was.
June 2025.
Yeah, so not even, literally like not even. And I feel like I consider you a close friend of mine just
Same.
because we have conversations like this and I know we're thinking about things the same way. And obviously we toured together, so it's easy. It's interesting to think about, like, we just connected and bonded so quickly, and I feel like I can say something to you that I couldn't say to someone that I've known for 25 years because it's like a different language that we're speaking and a different like cloth that we're cut from, in a sense, you know?
Baganese is what they call it when you're about the bag and it's that money talk. No, I feel I feel that I feel the same way. There's something called, I don't know how to pronounce this word. It's either homophily or homophily. I'm gonna go with homophily because that sounds a little bit more scientific. But it's basically when you meet somebody and you're naturally attracted and gravitate towards the like-minded individuals who share the same moral compass, the same interests, who sometimes are even from the same area or on the same pursuit. And I feel like Adam is a similar story to that to me too. Like I don't even know when the fuck we met, or I think we met through Jimmy. But we kicked it, and within the first time I was like, "Oh, fuck, like, that's my guy." Same with you, same with Matt, same with the like because and it all goes back to like this is such a random thing to be like, I think uh, how about I go to college, but I just become a musician? Let's just do that. Let's make life really fucking hard and try something impossible. Other people that are doing that, those are my type of people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
What did you major in, by the way? Because you did graduate from college, right?
Yes, yeah, I did. I graduated with a bachelor's in advertising and an unofficial minor in sales. I say unofficial because I worked at the student call center, which I was cold calling graduates, anywhere people that just graduated that year up to, people who are 80 years old and have millions of dollars that they just want to like piss off and give to the university as like tax write-offs and stuff. So I did that for let's see, I started that my junior year. I did it my junior, senior, and I got fired halfway in through my super senior semester. And so that basically though, we considered that as like a sales minor because that job alone got me all the other jobs I had in the corporate world, and I never even used my advertising degree. What did you guys major in? Adam, I know you majored in music business.
Yeah, music industry, strategic social media, communications, and a minor in geology.
Mm,
Yeah,
big rock guy?
big rock guy, bro. Don't get me started. Don't get me
Okay.
started on metamorphic.
What's your favorite rock? And you can't say Dwayne.
Can't say the.
the My favorite rock is a Petoskey stone because it's Michigan State rock.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure if you put it under UV light, there's something in the rock where it looks like the rock has kind of like scales. It's like a scaly design, and the outlines of that lights up. It's really cool, and you can only find them in Lake Michigan.
That's sweet. I didn't know about that.
Yo, Adam,
Yeah.
There's
you know what we
a
should do?
what?
We should start a podcast and then bring on Ollie Joseph and talk about rocks.
We should. Sounds like a great
Damn.
idea.
Called Rockin' Out.
Rocking out with Big Haus. There is a rock, I can't remember the name of it right now, and I wish I could, but I'm sure if anyone Googles these properties, it'll pop up. It's a rock that's a natural magnifying glass where it's like kind of clear, and anything that you put under it, it like pulls the image to the front of the rock and magnifies it.
Sounds like magic trick, bro.
Really
I
interesting.
wonder if the first guy who just made some glasses just held two of them bitches up to his eyes and was like, "Oh my god, the fuck is this?"
We gotta
I
figure out
can
what's in this, and
see.
I'll sell in these.
What the Dude, that is crazy. I did not know that existed.
Yeah. Yeah, after a quick Google, it says Ulexite is often called the TV rock or the television stone. It is a magnifier or projects the rock. Yeah, it like transmits light up through the rock. Really interesting
Wow.
rock. Yeah. I used to just spend a whole day looking at stuff through that rock.
I can't believe you paid West Virginia University so much money to tell you that.
Maybe
Yeah.
they paid him.
Actually, they
Scholarship?
did pay me. Yeah. Shout out grants and scholarships.
Shout out.
Shout out Grant.
Shout out to being poor and smart, where you can get
Damn.
grants and scholarships.
Honestly, I think a lot of the people like Isaac Newton and all of them guys back in the day, I'm pretty sure they were all broke.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
I
mean,
feel
even if
like
they
if they
weren't
had
Bro,
broke,
thinking
like, they
about
didn't.
rocks all day. Of course they were broke.
yeah, but I feel like if they were rich, they wouldn't have been doing that shit.
Yeah. That's
Like an
exactly.
apple fall. If I was rich and an apple fell on my head, I'd be like, man, somebody chop this fucking tree down, bro. Get in my goddamn way. But he's like, what is this?
What
Gravity.
does this mean?
Yeah.
Maybe he had anger.
yeah. Yeah. That's funny as fuck. What does this mean?
Maybe he had anger issues, bro. Like, maybe it pissed him off so bad he was like, "How can I figure out to make that never happen again? Like,
I
why
could
did that
see
just happen?"
I could see him being a quite angry guy. You know who seemed really chill was Albert Einstein.
He did seem
He
chill.
seemed pretty. I also had no clue. I always thought Albert Einstein lived in like the 1700s. I had no clue he passed away in like the 60s or some shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I
not
was
mean,
that
just gonna
long
say
ago.
that. Yeah. It was
yeah,
like
I was
not
like
that long ago.
Yeah.
equals
Like
MC, huh?
homie was driving a
Our
car. He was driving
grandparents
the car, bro.
could have saw him at a
Bro,
coffee shop.
imagine you're whipping in Germany. I think he was German.
Think so.
And you're in fucking Munich. And I don't know what kind of car, you're in a Volkswagen and you pull up to the stop sign, you look, and Albert Einstein's just chiefing a fat doink, gives you a little nod and peels off. I feel like he had to have been smoking big doinks.
Yeah.
Scientific doink.
E equals MC doink.
MC doink.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that would have
What
been a
about
big vibe.
what
You know,
about
it
you
was an
guys though?
interesting.
What are your guys' music goals for the year?
Would you like to go first, Dylan, or me?
Or
Take it away,
direction,
brother.
maybe not even goals, just like direction.
I know mine. I've got my album dropping very, very soon. Or maybe by the time this podcast comes out, it'll already be out. Not too sure when this podcast is releasing, but my album is dropping April 3rd. And I've been having some convos. I think I told Dylan about this, if not, just like Pat and a couple buddies about the general like direction I want to go after the album. And I feel like um Adam Yokum as an artist is a very I'll say like an artist publicly, what I have out is a very like dialed and direction type of sound. Like I spent the last 2 or 3 years making albums. Like I made Evergreen and now I've made Water Your Roots. And I'm a big fan of my albums sounding cohesive together. Like I want a project to sound like it all goes together. And I feel like that's a great thing, but it's kind of resulted in a lot of the music I put out sounding the same. And I don't really feel like that's that captures the whole picture of my, like, capabilities as an artist.
Mm.
So, I'm really gonna take an interest this year in stepping away from the album path and stepping away from, like, everything has to sound the same, and I want the branding to be perfect, and I wanna do merch, and I want the merch to fit this vibe. I just wanna lean more into making whatever feels good to me and putting it out, and kinda stepping away from, like, curating this whole like project and vision and all that because I feel like it's been a great thing for me, but I also um I don't know, I don't want to feel like I'm not showing the full scope of like who I am or what I enjoy making. Um
Yeah.
so I've got some demos that I'm sitting on that sound nothing at all like the album or nothing at all like the songs I put out the last year, but it's shit that I really love and it's shit that I really believe in. So to me, that checks the boxes, you know? If it's something I love and it's something I believe in, I don't care if it's like, well, this doesn't really fit in with the rest of my catalog. That's like just some fabric, that's just some bullshit that I think I
Yeah.
tricked myself into believing for a while.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to not believe that until you drop some stuff where it's like, oh, I mean, and even if it isn't for everyone who likes that specific sound, I guarantee you those people are open to hearing it and checking it out. And you can also open yourself up to a whole new audience by dropping some different shit. So
Yeah.
I love that. That's
I think
awesome.
it's really hard to find a sound and be able to deliver it over and over again. And that's something I've told you, Ollie, when we were on the road, is like I feel like you found that as well. I don't know if you feel like you got to that quickly or it took a while to kind of get there, but I feel like you have a sound. Like when I hear a certain song by you, I'm like, yeah, this sounds like an Ollie song, you know?
Thank you, sir.
But I think there's also value in kind of stepping outside of that box, like you were talking about, Adam. And I feel like over the past couple years, just kind of like building the baseline of what your core audience is, at least for now, and maybe will be in the future. You've kind of already proved that you can do that, and that's like a difficult thing to do. Even if that's a subconscious thing for people listening, they kind of know what to expect from you now. And
Yeah.
now I feel like you've earned the right to, paint outside the lines and just like do your thing, because there's enough people that are like, I'm an Adam Yokum fan, so now they're just in. I feel like
Yeah.
I personally did that backwards, and not that it was like a mistake, but just the way it went down. I was painting with so many different brushes for so fucking long, and to me, it was all dope, but I was like confusing to people because I was making like, boom bap rap songs and slow jams and pop songs and like vibey melodic hip hop stuff, everything in between. Because nobody told me that I couldn't or shouldn't. I was just making songs.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like I kinda did that as well. With
Yeah,
some of my shit was, like, super hard rap, others were a little bit slower, and I was just influenced on stuff that I heard, like, "Oh, I wanna try that." Not necessarily like, I wanna
exactly.
make that song, but, like, I wonder if I can do that, because music came to me at a little bit later point in life than the average person starts artist starts off, I'd say, and so I felt like it was just fun to try anything, but when I decided I wanna pursue a sound that resonates more with myself and my upbringing and the type of music that I was influenced by that made me even wanna start making music, now I feel like you said, people might expect a certain sound out of me, but they know because of my past, I can
Hmm.
drop whatever, and they might think they know what they're gonna get, but they probably don't. Like, I dropped a song recently called Cancun, and I love just guitar and trap drums. That is
That shit
my
was
bag.
stuck in my head last night, by the way,
Thank you.
for no
Thank you.
reason. I was literally making dinner. I was like,
Yeah.
and that shit's so good. She started speaking Spanish. Come
Crazy.
on now.
Hola.
Come on.
Yeah, that and you're hitting that shit fantastic, or to just start speaking another language. Crazy. Anyway, the guitar in that is like, I don't know what kind of guitar it is. Like, I wouldn't be able to put a genre on it, and not the guitar itself, but just the sound it's just kinda like a wonkier. I don't even know if it's like a plucky type or what, but I was like, "Damn, this is cool." Oh, oh, take it. Take it.
Always busy, bro. Always getting
Sorry.
Was it
Sorry.
the if it's the bag,
No,
then you gotta take that.
I don't know.
It's
It
not
actually could be. I don't really know.
but it was I don't get my hopes up for anything. I had my hopes let down so many times because I built them up high early on that I haven't gotten my hopes up in years. Even doing a show, I legit and this is gonna sound cap, it's not. That's how you honestly, if someone's like, "This sounds like a lie," I promise it's not. It's probably a lie. I promise this isn't. I swear to God, it's not a lie. But when I do a show, I still to this day think nobody is gonna show up, and I'm just prepared to play for a room full of 0 people. That way, if anyone shows up, I'm like, "Oh my god, we made it." And if more people keep showing up, it legit feels like a sold out stadium to me. And I think with this song, with the Cancun song, I listened to it so much and I was like, "Bro, this shit," when you just look like, "Oh my god, man, this
Yeah.
shit's fire."
Yeah.
Man, I put that shit out and it did not do anywhere near as good as some of the other songs I put out, but there's so many factors that go into it. It could have been the the time of year I dropped it. It could have just been that maybe I thought it was a good song, but no one else thought it was a good song. There's so many things that go into that, but I think the fact that if I was to be like, I don't know, this doesn't fit like my pinpointed sound, I'm not gonna drop it, I wouldn't have released maybe over half of my catalog. I
Right.
love just letting shit fly though. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Who cares? It's art. Like Van Gogh probably has a billion paintings out that don't look like Starry Night. And people love those. Some people might fucking hate Starry Night, but like all his other shit. So you never know, man. Let that shit fly.
Imagine being that guy. Starry Night pisses me off.
Yeah. You just see it and it just
For
triggers
no
like,
reason.
yeah.
Oh god, get that
Go
Starry Night out of my face.
hasn't seen it in 20 years, sees it once, goes home and beats his family.
Yeah, bro. I feel like I feel like whenever you make a song and your thought is, will my fans like this? I feel like that's a scarcity mindset. Whereas when you're just making a song and you love it, like an abundant mindset is like, God, I can't even imagine how many people are gonna love this. Like even if they're not currently my fans, you know?
Yeah.
So I
I
think
just
that's how I'm trying to like approach music this year is like having an abundant mindset of like everyone who's listening to my music now is that's fucking awesome. But I think that, who knows? Maybe a million people would like a new sound more, you know?
Yeah. And also too, like if you're a talented guy and can do a lot of shit, why would you limit yourself to doing, one sound? Not that you are, but like even if other people wanted you to like, I don't like that Adam's branching out. Man, fuck you. Go listen to that old shit.
Yeah.
I have a ton of songs that sound not actually fuck you. That was rude. But at the same time, man, fuck you. Why
Yeah.
are you limiting me? Don't put me in a box.
I
But
think a lot of it has to do with the dynamic and like the infrastructure of the game that we are choosing to play. We're all independent musicians. So like
yeah.
the chances of us getting like a Billboard hit, it's like pretty much impossible unless you're gonna go ahead and spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars on
Yeah.
like digital ads and like out of home billboards and like, go on fucking Good Morning America. Like there's certain shit that like just isn't gonna happen without
Yeah.
certain buttons being pressed and like certain things happening. So if you're playing that game and you're trying to get a number one hit, then you need to be like, okay, I need to be the most understandable in a box product because you need the average consumer to like want to know and like what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's
we're
it's
just
funny
building catalog. We're just putting music out.
it's
So it's
funny you
like,
bring that up because I talk out loud to myself all the time in the gym, in the car, when Shorty's not at the crib. I legit have conversations with myself out loud. I don't know why. I've done it my entire life. And today, I was talking to myself about that's maybe I'm schizophrenic. Maybe I need to go get that looked at. But I was having a conversation with myself about why I don't care to have a number one hit. And because this guy I follow on social media, his name's Dylan Ponders. You guys know who that is?
uh-uh.
He's a rapper. He's awesome. I don't know him personally, but he seems like a really cool guy. Like he ran 100 marathons in 100 days to raise, bless you. I don't know if that was a cough or a sneeze, but
Bit of a cough.
okay, a sneeze cough. He ran 100 marathons in 100 days to raise awareness for mental health. And I think I'm doing shit with running. I was like, okay, now I know. Because when I post, I'm like, man, no one's doing it like me. I actually mean that. Until I saw him, and I said, I can't say that anymore because
I
there's
was just gonna say that sounds
someone.
like the exact account that would come up in your algorithm.
Yep.
He's a
But he's
rapper and he's
also
running his ass off.
yeah, and he makes like kind of darker boom bap. I don't want to put him in a box, but that's like from the songs I've heard from him, that's what it sounds like. But he yeah, I mean, he's just one of those guys who I don't even know why the hell I just brought him up. Oh, about like the catalog versus the hits and stuff like that. Um he's one of those guys where it seems like I mean, he releases a song a week. He has the Guinness Book of World Record for releasing a song a week for the longest anyone's done it. And if you
My
think
God.
about that,
God.
I don't think he's stopping anytime soon. So even if you're like, I'll try and beat that, I don't think you have a shot.
Wow.
But but it's one of those things where his catalog is so fucking large, and the people who like his music, that's probably all they care about. He probably even knows like a number one hit's not even on his radar. And I was thinking, I'm like, when I was talking to myself, I think sometimes me saying things out loud of like reassures what I'm thinking in my head, and it's a little bit easier to believe if I actually say it. And I told myself I am the only thing I care about doing having a catalog that I'm proud of, and I want to have a lot of music out there. I don't want to be signed to a label where they're like, "Yeah, this is we know you think this is cool, but we don't think this is cool." Because at this point, my taste has proven that I think I have elite taste according to what people who listen to me like, because I only release stuff that I like. So if I like it and I want to release it, I know someone's going to like it. And I don't want to take the chance of being with being under or associated with someone who's like, you like it, but a few of us in the room, we just don't think this is the one. And then that never sees the light of day. Like, I feel so bad for people who have to go through that, but at the same time, like, you kind of know what you're getting yourself into. But yeah, that shit would suck.
Yeah, beautiful part of being independent is that you call shots. You get to pretty much do whatever you want.
And
You know?
Yeah.
I want to say this too, because it's not about the quality of music of like, I feel like any of us are capable of making a song that is like good enough to be a Billboard song, like a
Mhm.
top, like a smash. You can't escape it everywhere. But the reality is, so much is going on in the background to create that, and like that's kind of a game that it feels like none of us really want to play. And maybe that'll change one day, But one of my really good friends wrote the Bailey Zimmerman song that's really big. I forget the name of it because I'm just not into
Is it
that.
religiously?
No, Where It Ends, I think.
Huh. I only know that one song
Must
by
not
him.
be that big.
No, it has like it was number one on country radio for like
That's sick.
weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and it has probably 500 million streams or something. It's a massive fucking song.
Good Lord.
And my buddy is a writer and producer of that song, so like he's not involved in like the label side of it, but
I'm sure he's eating.
yeah, he crushed it. Like that changed his life, But
Give me
he would tell me literally about like, yo, they're spending like this much on radio. They're doing this. Like he has to go do this type of press. He has to like now work with this person because he has to follow up this to have this type of look. And I don't think it's bad. Like that works for some artists, and it's like it's what you want, then it's what you want. But I know it's not what I want to do, and it's like a different thing that I know I'm doing. So I try not to like look at it like, oh, like my song's not good enough because like it's not really big. But I'm always gonna have another one, And it's like you
Yeah,
said.
and that's why that shit doesn't matter. It's like, okay, I put out a song and it didn't do well. I got like 2 other songs locked and loaded, ready to go, and 30 other songs that I could finish and drop whenever, and 100 new ideas that I just thought of in the past 2 weeks. So really, I don't know, it just doesn't matter at the end of the day. I think people spend so much time thinking about, no, this isn't a hit, but you're never gonna have a fucking hit. You can't also decide what's a hit.
Yeah,
Like
for real.
people decide the hit. I do not have a hit song. I'll be the first to admit that. I don't get anywhere close to a hit song. Like my biggest song, probably like almost close to 30,000. Excuse me, 30 million streams across platforms, but that's nowhere close to a fucking hit. Gold is
Yeah,
like 75 million.
You go
I'm
outside,
a peon.
nobody knows who you are.
Bro, I can run
You know
around
what
the
I mean?
city shirtless with my cock and balls out. No one will be like, oh my God, Ollie's doing that. They'll be like, who the fuck is this crazy guy?
With a
I'm
sign
not
on your chest like, I made XYZ
Yeah.
song. And everyone's like,
They
who
would-
well, no, we
yeah.
don't know, dude.
Yeah.
So if you're
Dude, yeah.
always thinking like, oh, I gotta make another such and such, it's like you're chasing something that really kind of doesn't matter and something you can't control.
Yeah. And also,
But
too,
when we go to shows, right? There's people singing those words to those songs. There's people that are like, yo, this shit changed my life, bro. So it's like it does matter, but it matters in a different way than like we like to think sometimes when we're overthinking about all that shit.
Can I just say I'm really laughing at the idea that someone would recognize Ollie by his cock and balls before they recognized him by his face.
Oh my God, I've seen that meat before.
Is that
I'd
Ollie
recognize
Joseph's
that meat
balls?
anywhere.
They got to use that little rock to see it. I'm like, no. But also, too, if people, I really want to, and Dylan, after I say this, I would love to hear your whatever goals you have for the year too, or direction you want to go. But one thing that's kind of pushed me away from really leaning into the Nashville music scene. I don't feel like I've lived here for a little bit over 3 years. I don't feel like I've even scratched the surface with the songwriters I could be working with. Because forever I was like, oh, I'm a hip hop guy. I gotta write my own shit. I've proven that if I write my own shit, the song can do well. Now what happens if I bring people in on that? Could it do even better? Because that'd be cool. Could it reach more people? Could I have poppier hooks that are just undeniably gas if I bring a co-writer in and I write it with them? I don't think I could ever be the guy to just like get given some shit and not even tweak it a little. but I feel like I haven't leaned into that. Even like I'm so in a bubble of like, I really only work with my buddy Jack and Jimmy on the production side of things. And then the two Calebs I use for guitars and stuff, who are all my really good friends. But like I try and eat and split the bag up with my really good buddies. But I think I need to even branch out and pull more people in to see what I could do. But every time I've done it, I feel like the energy, not to dude, living in LA turned me into like, oh, I don't know, the energy is just off. Now
Vibes.
dude, the vibe, but it's true. It's a fact. But I feel like it's a let's make a hit. What hit songs can we reference? Oh, Morgan's doing this. Let's do that. Oh, Megan Maroney did this or use this person. Let's do that. And I don't know, man. I just like firing it up and seeing what we can come up with off top. And that's how I feel like we were talking about developing a sound. I feel like I've been able to develop my own sound because I reference me. I'm not out here being like, oh, what's someone else doing? Let's do that. Or let's try and sound like this. Or, yo, what vocal chain is bro using? Let me use that. Like all of this is just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. But I can't get, if I could find people here focused on making the hit and getting their pub credits and stuff, down to start some new shit and start a trend rather than follow one. I think, and there are people here. There are plenty of people here that I could discover that are down to do that. I just got to get out there and find it more. But that's something that I've been kind of warded. It's like pushed me, kind of giving me the ick in some senses of like, I don't know if I want to get into all.
Can I offer some insight on that?
Yeah,
I think if you're a songwriter, the only way you eat is if you have a hit.
100%. I get that. I get that.
So the only way to get a hit is, or not the only way, but the quickest way and the most streamlined avenue to get a hit is to do what already has worked. Because you're like, oh,
100%.
that's a hit? Okay, we have to do that. And if I don't have a hit, if I'm not, like, you're the artist, you're the label, you're the nucleus of an Ollie Joseph song that comes out, right? So it's like you can afford to put out 20 to 30 songs a year and have 70% or more of the master every single time, and like that equates to living to making a living, especially with past catalog and all that, right? If you're getting like a couple points on the master and some of the publishing, if you don't have a hit, you're kind of like wasting your time because it's just not going to be enough money. Like you have to have a hit, which is why I'm not a songwriter, because it's
I'm
like
glad.
there's so much it's not up to me. I can't deal. I would be so anxiety ridden, you know?
I'm glad you brought that up because I feel like not a lot of people get that side of it. I feel for songwriters. We're all songwriters. Adam's a songwriter. You're a songwriter. I'm a songwriter. The only difference is we write our own shit. And that's what I think a lot of other songwriters should do. Is like, bro, stop fucking making these songs for other people. Put it out and roll the dice on yourself. This is a hit song. You go sing that shit. Oftentimes,
some people don't want to be an artist though, because all the other parts of it, of being an artist, like making content, shooting a video, going on tour, paying for production or mixing, fucking doing a podcast, like some of that's really not fun to a lot of people. I know that we're all very similar, where like we just want to do the thing and put it out and like live with the results. Like we want to take that risk, you know?
And it's just like someone who's like, oh, I'm a waiter and a lot of my money comes from tips. So like tip well. No, I don't give a fuck. Like you got that job. That's your problem. If you're a songwriter and you don't want to be an artist, but you're complaining about how you don't get paid, I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. Like go get a bag. What are you doing? Go put the song out, put the work in. Like it sounds like you just want the hit and to have an easy life. That's not how this shit works. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. All I do is follow them. But I cut songwriters in on master split. So if you write a song with me, you are making some of the back end. I'm not going to hoe people out and treat them like shit. So that's, and even like the one time I did work with a songwriter, his name's Nick Wayne, and he has a lot of cuts here. And even since I've worked with him, he's gotten a lot bigger. I don't even know if he'd work with me at this point, which I wouldn't blame him. But people like that cut in on the masters, want them to know that I value the time effort that they put in to my record. And I think that that's why the people who I work with, I tend to work with the same people because they bought into the vision. I'm not a one-off artist that you work with. I'm someone that you work with that you believe in and you see long term. I see the bag and I see the potential. This is something that I am part of the Ollie Joseph project. I didn't just work on one song with him. So it's hard to find those people. They're out there. I do feel for songwriters though. It's fucked up how they're treated. And it should be known that your favorite songs are probably written by 30 to 60 other people that you'll never know even what part of the song they wrote, but they're a big contribution to that song.
And yeah, and I wasn't saying that to like combat you either. It's just like it's
No,
kind of a
I
devil's
was like
advocate
playing
of
devil. Yeah, I love that.
if
You
I
should
was a
always play devil's
songwriter,
advocate
if I was a songwriter, I'd be like, yeah, I got to get a fucking hit or else I'm not going to be able to pay my rent. So like
for
I
sure.
get why people are thinking like that. And that's why a lot of independent artists like us who are not throwing tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands into marketing for each fucking release can't really afford to have good songwriters because those songwriters aren't going to be paid enough off the back end of the publishing unless you just get struck by lightning. You know what I'm saying?
100%. And then you're also dealing with like, well, what are the odds where if you do find someone to lock in within an early stage, if they find success, they leave you? That happens.
Yeah.
That's happened to me. That has happened to me 4 times maybe, where I find a producer, everything's gravy. The second they get something better, it's like, and I shit you not, crickets. Don't even talk to me. And we put years in, and I'm like, wow,
Mhm.
that from an early stage taught me it's just a tough game, and I don't blame them at all. Go get your bag. If this is what you want to do and this is how you move, I'm not going to tell you that shit's wrong to
And
you.
yeah,
But I think the playing the devil's advocate off your devil's advocate, I think a cool thing to do as a songwriter would to, yes, go get the hits, but also find an artist you really believe in and work out a master split that you're happy with and they're willing to give and lock in with them. Because if you can get in at the early stages, even if some of them songs from the past blow up and you got that, and you're like the one person now that they have a hit, they got the hit you were always chasing, they always pull you in on everything, bro, you're gonna be chilling and happy.
for sure. Nah, there's ways to do it for sure. Like I'm definitely not against working with songwriters. Like whatever makes the song better, that's what you should do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really hard thing to find because like you said, that artist that or that songwriter that you start off with and they blow up and then they don't text you back, like that's shitty on like a human level just because like I would never do that. But on a business level, you get it, right? Like it's like, yeah, why the fuck would they work with me when they're writing Morgan Wallen songs left and right? Like they're fucking making way more money, you know?
And it is the
So
music business. It is not the music friendship. So that's why I will never look down on someone for doing that or look at someone like, "Oh my god, they treated me like that?" Yeah, they fucking did cuz they got a bag. And like I was obviously not the bag. Sometimes it's if you're not the bag, like you said way back in the beginning of this conversation, just got to lock in and make better shit, man. Make better shit so they want to work with you. I don't expect anyone to work with me. Even my buddies, like if they were like, "Hey, Ollie, fuck you, Travis Scott hit me up. I'm working with him now." Bro, go for it. I'll be good. I promise you.
yeah,
I promise you I'm
100p.
gonna be good because the train doesn't stop moving because a couple people jumped off. Like I'm the conductor of this bitch. Nyeh, nyeh, full speed ahead.
That's what I was gonna say because as you were talking, it reminded me of something that you would say all the time, and we were agreeing on like daily on tour when we were together. Is regardless of what's going on, you can have as much help as you can get, work with different people, lean on your relationships. It's all good stuff. But at the end of the day, you got to be the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not the sauce, your shit can fall the fuck apart. Like if your shit's
Yep.
only dope because you're working with this producer or this mixing engineer or whatever, then what happens when that happens? Ollie Joseph stops, you're
Some
fucked.
people, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you got to be the sauce. And I feel like
Say it with me.
all of us have that,
Be
you know?
the sauce. Be
Yeah.
this. That's some like
Sauce. Maybe that's the name of this episode.
that's a great name for the episode.
Be the sauce.
And I don't know how long y'all usually run these or anything. I actually do. It's like around like 45 to like an hour, we'll say.
Yeah, around there.
Dylan, if we were gonna if we were gonna cut it soon, I do want to hear your direction for your stuff this year.
Um, We can go as long as we want, but whatever you guys are feeling.
Real quick before we dive into Dylan's direction, can I just share something that I've been working on just for the people that are watching the video?
I saw you
Just
were
a little
doing something.
just a little visual that I was kind of chopping up here.
Bro, that car is lit. I love
Yeah.
how the grill of the car is at me, but the other part of the car is
Yeah, it
that
makes
is
no
tough.
sense. It's fire.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Just drew this up here. It says "Be the sauce," and there's a little question I have up here, but you know we got to it earlier,
Those
so
are
don't worry about
tinted
that.
windows. I can see, and Albert Einstein's in that whip
Yep, smoking a doink.
easily.
All right, sorry, just wanted to share that before things got serious.
You know
and
what's
I didn't
funny
have
is
a
I saw
silly
you
moment.
working on something, and me and Ollie were kind of like, hogging the mic a little bit, and I thought you were like writing down shit, like, oh, I got to remember to say this, but you're just doodling and making a fucking car. So
Just drawing a car.
that's always
Just
good.
having fun. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt that moment.
No, you're
Dylan,
good.
if you could share with us your plans for
No,
2020.
it's simple. I think it's similar to Ollie's, where it's just make more music, put it out. I'm gonna be on tour a shit ton this year, which is always the goal for me because I feel like that's where my strong suit lies. That's where I make the bag most of the time. That's where I get to grow because I just think my live show is good and I need to lean into that. I think I'll make more fans if I'm in front of people, even if it's 20 or 100 or 500 at a time, whatever it is.
Can I say something real quick? If anyone listening to this is thinking like, I might go to their show or not, definitely go to the show because both of these guys' sets are fun as fuck to watch. Rarely do I watch a set and I'm just cheesing ear to ear, partially because those are my guys and I like to see them up there doing their thing. But if you're thinking about going, even if if you want to, I don't know, I might make the 4-hour trip, just fucking do it. Like, just go. Buy the ticket, make the trip. It's going to be a fun time. Sorry to cut you off, but I had to say that because your guys' live sets are fun as fuck.
No, thank you, man. No, yeah, I try to make sure people get their money's worth, so definitely come through. But yeah, I'm on the road a ton. There's some stuff in the fall too that I can't announce yet, but I'm just going to be on the road a lot. So I'm trying to find pockets of time where I'm not on tour, where I can like make new songs and have a catalog to put out this year. Right now I'm dropping like the unplugged acoustic joints where it's just like basically me and Sham. Not quite like a one take, but pretty much like it's just like a single vocal in keys and it's just like covering my older songs basically. So that's dropping this whole month in March. And then I got a couple demos that I feel really, really good about that I'm going to drop in the summer. But yeah, just continue to make better music and get better and put it out, build catalog. Same thing on the Ellis side too. Just dropping, man. That's it. That's all you can control.
I love that.
And then
That
just
is all you can control.
helping the gang, dude. I'm trying to lean in more into doing other stuff too, like even more so, with Adam and Abstract. And I'm going to be out with y'all in May too with Ollie and Matt TMing.
You'll be out there.
Just leaning into like the other skills that I have that I know can add value. And also it's just fun, man. Like I love being on the road. I love being a part of anything music business related where I know like just kind of where I can add value and make things better, whether I'm the artist or whatever it is. So just trying to find more and more opportunities to do that,
Yeah. I don't know why you saying that just made me think it's such I know a lot of artists with shit reputations. Just you bring them up and people just hit that guy. And there's just, fucking hundreds of stories of them either just being a dick, treating others like shit, being unreliable, which a lot of creative people, if you're an artist, as they say, I think that is the trade-off they have to make for being like a good artist. And I'm not saying it's inexcusable. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Excusable or inexcusable. Anyway, I'm not saying they get a pass for doing
justified.
that, but yes, justified. But it's just part of the package that comes with it. But how cool is it to have a group of artists that that you can rely on if you need something, a verse, a TM, graphic design, like, I don't even have to go out of this circle because my guy does it and he does a damn good job at it. You know how many times I've dropped the Dylan Reese quote, how you do everything? I told you it's going to stick with me for life. The second you said that, I went, whoa. It was
Dude, I remember
crazy.
we were in Seattle before the show, and I said that to me, and your face is lit up. I was like, damn, I don't think Ollie's ever heard that before.
It was wild.
Could you say the quote again? Because at least on my end, your mic cut out a little bit when you said it. I just want to make sure that we get that clear. What was it?
Dylan, I'll let you say it.
The quote is, how you do one thing is how you do everything.
And it was
So-
it was said, I don't even know what what situation. There are probably 1,000 situations that you could have dropped that on the tour that we were on, just from other people doing shit. But it was dropped so nonchalantly, and those like stoic. He wasn't even looking at me; he was just looking off and said it. I said, "Huh? Could you repeat that?" He said, "How you do one thing is how you do everything." And I was like, "Golly, that's so true." And how that's affected me is I'll catch myself. Big Haus loves slacking off. Let me tell you, if someone's going to slack off, it's going to be me. That's what I'm saying. But I think, and I think you're allowed to slack off here and there if you eventually get the job done. And people know if it's a product coming from Adam, it's a product coming from Dylan. If it's a product coming from me, you know, the end product isn't going to be something where it's like, dude, this is half-assed. What the hell is this shit? But in the process, yeah, I'll be slacking off here and there. But sometimes I'll catch myself legit out loud being like, nah, how you do one thing is how you do everything. We got to do better. We got to, why am I on the couch hitting the pen when I should be up there putting the work in? What are we? It's happened a few times last week. I can't even hold you up.
Bro, I mean, I've slacked off in every room of this house.
Whoa.
No question about it.
Wait. Whoa. I don't know why I took that different. Yo, homie's over there got his slacking off. Sounds too close to something else, but that's funny.
Can a man not slack off in private?
Oh yeah, you see that spot over there? Yeah, I was slacking off over there earlier.
Unreal.
Oh my god, that's funny as hell.
But no, I think it was, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I just know, especially if I'm in my TM bag, like I'm very detail oriented, and it's like certain shit that might only be for me, or like no one's gonna notice, like the way I'm organizing things, or like I think I made Matt like maybe a little merch sheet that just looked a certain way, and you're like, damn, this looks fucking dope. Like I don't even know if anyone's even gonna look at this, but like this is a cool just detail to have. It could have been something like that where I'm like, yeah, like maybe it doesn't matter to have that look that way, or like have these numbers like in a certain spreadsheet, you know, like right at this moment because I know where everything is, you know. But that's just how I feel. Like how you do one thing is how you do everything. Because if I'm slacking on this one little thing that I know is important, the big picture show is not going to come across the way I want it to, even if it's not even my show, it's your guys, you know?
Yeah. And what's cool about that is, again, these are all these little micro decisions are all to make the bigger picture make better sense to hopefully people who are open to becoming a listener of Dylan Reese or Adam Yokum or myself. But when someone notices the detail, like, yo, this font's sick, I'm like,
yeah,
wow,
it makes me really
bro.
happy. Absolutely.
Oh my God, I'm rock right now. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah. Nah, for
It's
sure.
crazy. People do notice it. Anytime. It's like even if I take a vocal take and move it a millisecond to the right to get it more in that pocket, that could be the game changer from someone being like, this song's cool, or God damn, bro's in the fucking pocket right now. What the
Yeah.
So yeah. And everything.
Sometimes you gotta get out of the pocket.
I might put that on a hat for no reason. Just everything matters. It's one of those things where you're like, yeah, it does.
Actually, fuck yeah, I'd wear that on a hat.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta get out of the pocket to get in the pocket.
Matters.
You know?
How are you gonna get in the pocket if you're not out of the pocket?
That's what I mean.
Facts.
Dude, just putting statements on a hat that you can't deny, but for some reason have meaning, like everything is everything. It's like,
what
is that supposed to mean? But it's like, yeah, dude, I guess it is.
You want to know something crazy? And I don't know if I became attuned to this through the advertising degree, or if I've always liked branding in some capacity, because I started in graphic design way before I even thought about making music. My brother torrented Photoshop for me for my 15th birthday, and he didn't
Fire.
for me back in the day, because it was just like classic older brother, like, no, you got to find your own way. Did that for me, and I will forever appreciate him for doing that. Now he'll do anything for me, but back then, you know the vibes. But I always love really basic, undeniable, I have to agree with that statement. It's like, just do it. Just do it. What are we doing? Come on. Do you know the brand? It's called Huga House. It looks like it's Huega House. If I showed you guys, it's their logo's 2 H's, or they have a swan, and their I don't know if it's like a mission statement or their slogan will say is, enjoy the little things. You put on a fucking hat, bro, that hat went bonkers. Also, I think it was started by two brothers, and one of the brothers was a former MLB professional baseball player, and I guess they were really close with Aaron Rodgers, and he started wearing their hats in like the interviews he was doing, and it just took off. This is a story I heard from someone else. Facts, might not be, but I see those hats everywhere. Even when I go to the Y, I'll see at least 3 or 4 I call it Huega House, I think it's pronounced Huga House hats. And so that actually works, is just putting things where you're like, oh yeah, I kind of do agree with everything, does matter. Shit like that, so fucking stupid. And that's why Mountain Pop Studios slogan, I have a song titled this, it's kind of my what am I trying to say? It's my message to the world, and it's how I feel like I've found everything in my life that matters is, and I love a 3-word saying, get out there. You're going to disagree with that? Get out there, dude. There's so much to be gotten. And that could mean a bunch of different things. Get out there and get inspired. Get out there and fucking DM that one girl you like, or fucking just get out of your comfort zone. Like there's so I've said it so much to myself where I'm like, I think I am going to put that. I think that's going to be the Mountain Pop Studios mission statement, is get out there, try new things, see what you like. Stop doing what everyone else wants you to fucking do, and get out there and do you.
I love that. Yeah, that's a really good mission statement that everyone not only can relate to, but I feel like everyone needs to hear that sometimes too. You know?
I needed to hear it a lot. So yeah.
Go out to the carnival, get you a couple corn dogs, bungee jump, throw up on someone, go out there and be somebody.
That is awesome. Yes. Yes.
Maybe not every day.
Finally, someone gets it.
Out there and live, man.
Come on, dude. Live it up. You want to know something? This is a little off topic. You guys both know Eva, my booking agent. She hit me, and she just out of nowhere said, hey, need a fast answer. This artist is looking for support on a show in Arizona and a show in Vegas, X amount of dollars per show. It's nothing big, but can I try and get you on these? And she sent that. She said April 7th. Maybe I shouldn't say the dates right now because it's not my business to share. But she sent this at 5 p.m. and she sent me the artist. I just clicked on their Spotify. It's a girl. So I've never done a concert with a girl, and I'm like, that could be a cool audience to get in front of, because historically the white girls be rocking with my shit. Let's run this shit up. And I sent back at 5:01, sure, because I didn't want to be on. I muted my notifications, but I saw something pop up on my computer, so I wanted to make sure I responded back. 5:05, just got it done. You're confirmed on them. Let me know all the info. Let me get you the info and the announcements.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. And I think this, again, I'd be slacking off on a lot of things, but I try to be like, I try to act as soon as I can. The reason I bring this up is I'm sure you guys have other artists who listen to your stuff. If you can just be a dependable person, you don't know what opportunity, like what if I waited 10 minutes to respond back to that? Not that you have to be on everything like that, but she could have been like, they already found someone else. But if I see it, I do it. How about that? How about that for a statement?
If I see it, I do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Act on
See it,
shit, man. Gotta
do
act.
it.
See it, do it, you it.
See it,
Put a
do
little
it,
bit of self in you there.
fuck it.
Whoa. Whoa.
Adam's
That's
off the rails
aggressive.
today, dude.
Sorry. My
That's
bad, yo.
aggressive.
Something about
My
Big
bad.
Haus in the chat. Adam can't fucking hold back, dude.
He's hossed up, dude. It happens to all of us.
I need to slack off.
Need a good slack off
My
sesh,
bad,
dude.
y'all. I need to slack off a bit.
No, it's
Speaking of
true though.
slacking off, go for it, Dylan. Sorry.
I was gonna say, like, what you said about just being timely and on top of stuff. That shit goes a long way. I feel like we talk about that a lot on this podcast. Like, something very simple like that, you can just get opportunities just for being available and dependable. And obviously, if your music sucked and your brand sucked, you wouldn't have got that email in the first place, you know? But
100%.
you very easily could have waited till the morning, you know, and like nobody would have faulted you for it either. But then maybe that slot would have got filled and you'd be like, damn, wish I saw that.
Yeah, and I don't want to be living with a lot of what ifs. And I'm not going to hold you up. I've been proposed other shows and I listen to the music and it always gets in my head of like, I don't know if my music's going to be appreciated by this group who likes this music but I feel like that's an excuse. It's coming out of fear. It's coming out of I'm not used to performing for people who don't already listen to my music. What if they don't like me? And again, that's coming from a place of being bitched up. I'm not bitched up anymore. Hey, you guys wouldn't mind if I leave being bitched up in 2025, would you? Because we did. This year, it's a new Haus. It's bigger Haus. We're hossed up, baby. I'm slacking off in all
I didn't
senses.
think Big Haus could get any bigger.
Oh,
Oh my god, it's enormous Haus.
it's a normal Haus. But yeah, I feel like also Dylan, your and I shows like it changed. It kind of was a perspective shift for me. It's like R&B and what I call mountain pop. Does that mix? The answer was, I don't know. I didn't think it would be bad. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done the shows if I didn't think it would have just been like a total, like, I don't know if this is worth it. You came to me and being like, hey, would you be willing to fill in for Adam? So I'm like, okay, if he thinks it'll be a good idea, let me be open to this too. And it was a great idea. It worked like way too well. I was like, hold on.
It was really fun.
It's supposed to be going this well. But yeah, it's like,
I've just been on a lot of bills where I'm the odd guy out sometimes. Like, I did a lot of touring with like reggae bands. Even now, like I toured the Hold Up all the time. And he's pivoted more. He's not like super reggae now. But early on, it's like I was opening for Catastro and Bikini Trill, who are like reggae as fuck. And they just wanted to put me on the bill because I met them and they're like, yo, you're fucking dope. Like, we want to bring you. Like, you're cool. Same thing. Like, I was available and dependable. So I got the opportunity. And it was just like, what am I going to do? Not go on this tour because I'm afraid that their audience might not understand what I'm doing? Or should I just go out there and roll the dice? Like, it's 25 cities. I'm going to lose fucking money, but who cares? Like, let's just go see what's fuck's going on. And then I ended up getting so many fans from that. And like the shows were really fun. And I ended up being surprised. So that's why I don't really hesitate. Like, it's gotta be somewhat in the same world. If you're making like screamo music, yeah, we shouldn't play together. But
yeah,
I know, I've seen your show. I was TMing for y'all last year. So I was like, okay, I always got a good vibe on stage. He's gonna tell a joke or two. He's not gonna overthink and like do some huge crazy production where it's gonna like complicate the run of show. Like it's gonna be like easy. It's gonna be fun. Like, I knew it would work, But I was also not surprised, but I was happy with how it went because I knew I could tell you were having fun. Your fans were having fun. My fans were having fun. Felt like we definitely shared an audience and like glued some people together that maybe they never would have saw my show or your show if it wasn't for that thing,
Yeah, it's a dangerous time when everybody's having fun. Too much fun, dare I say. I was having a blast. But yeah, and you never know where that opportunity, like me doing these two shows, maybe this lady is like, wow, he killed it. I'm bringing him on my European run. What? Belgium Haus? You kidding me?
Belgium Haus would be a vibe.
Just a quick story. I got that tour with Catastro in 2019, which
What a
was
name.
25
Catastrophe.
shows. And I got that because of one show that I did with the Hold Up. That Catastro was like co-headlining with him. And I was
Sick.
so I was first of 3. And I met them one day. And we did a show in Denver. It was fucking bangers. Like that definitely helped. And they were like, hey, next time we headline, like we're gonna bring you off of one day. And like,
Love that.
people say shit like that, and I'm just like, all right, yeah, okay. And then they literally hit me up 2 months later and like, hey, our headline tour is booked. Like, we want you to come. So I ended up doing 2 back-to-back nationwide tours just off of being there and like putting on a good show and like just hanging out,
Yeah.
So like, I won't be shocked if you get more opportunities from those 2 shows that right now feel like, oh, I'm not gonna make a lot of money, or like, I don't know, it's not really a big deal. It could turn into a bigger deal,
Yeah, I honestly could give 2 fucks about the money too, because again, my expectations are at 0. Even when I when I do it, you called me and you were like, "Hey, I got to go over the earnings from our tour," and I was like, "Dude, I'm not gonna hold you up." I forgot about it, and B, didn't think we were gonna make anything. So this is fucking sick. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, dude, what if Drake's just having a slack off day, and he's like, "Man, let me go check this girl's show out," and then I'm there, and he goes, "Whoa." Signed OBO. Whoa, #1 hit. There goes my Drake collab and my hit and my Drake tour knocked out just because I did this show. Never
Facts.
know. And I talk about not getting my hopes up, but hey, you never know.
You're like, yeah, I don't really expect anything. I better get signed to Drake after these Evo.
Imagine after the show, you're like, yeah, but where's Drake? Why wasn't Drake here?
Drake,
Drake,
I gotta stop adding the to everything. It's getting real bad.
It's so funny.
It's way into my like everyday vernacular. Come on,
Yeah,
so
thanks for having me on the
complaining
show, but I thought there was gonna be like OVO opportunities here.
I remember you did that on stage one night. It was
Oh
in,
God.
I think it was in Chicago when you played after me. And you're like, trying to make you sweat. The crowd was fucking dying, bro. That shit was so good.
Oh my God, dude, man, I need another Dylan Reese set in my life. I looked at your guys' dates and I was thinking about popping out to potentially, isn't the LA show? The LA show is one that's last, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on where these I got the tour poster pull up. I'm gonna announce these. I know you guys have been doing them every show. Let me do it this time. All right, we got the Jigsaw Tour Part 2.
Oh, you're announcing ours.
Yes. Yeah. I'm not gonna announce my shit.
Oh, do yours after too in May.
It's April 9th, we got Sacramento. The boys are gonna be at Good Luck Lounge. April 11th, Portland, Oregon, one of my favorite cities. Kelly's Olympian. That sounds awesome.
It's a
If you're in
dope spot.
Portland,
Cool
I've been
spot.
there once.
Kelly's Olympian. It's a hell of a name. That's one of those venues where I'd go off the name alone just to be like, what's up with that? April 12th, we got Seattle at Hidden Hall. April 15th, Salt Lake City, Kilby Court, the legendary Garage. That was fun when we. I remember you telling me like, bro, this is one of them ones. So that was a fun show. April 16th, arguably one of my favorite cities ever, Denver at Lost Lake. April 18th, Phoenix, Arizona, Central Records. April 19th, San Diego, Soda Bar. Fun as fuck. Venue is awesome.
Got canceled.
April 20th.
We're gonna cut that out. That's all right.
That one got canceled.
No.
It's a whole thing, but yeah, no more San Diego.
Okay. We're not we're not going to San Diego, but guess what's a little bit north of that? April 20th, not LA on 420 though. Blaze up because we are at the high low. Not the boys getting high. I know Dylan Reese is going to be smoking a whole 40-gram doink to himself. Let's get it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try and see if I can my way into one of those venues and catch the boys.
Oh, that'd be awesome, man.
Love to see you there, brother.
Yeah. I'm not gonna
And
tell you
then
which
we're
one either.
all definitely just show up randomly. Dude,
Yeah.
that would be gas actually. That'd be sweet. We're all definitely gonna be together at the Columbus date
Yep.
because Dylan is TMing. Obviously.
Yeah, you want to run those
Matt-
off, Ollie? Because
Go
I
ahead,
do
dog.
want to give you that plug too.
Yes. Let me find those real quick. Give me 1 second.
These are
Dude,
Ollie Joseph and Matt Corman co-headline. AY is going to be at a couple of the dates.
yes. We got May 1st, which is going to be me, Adam, and Matt in Columbus at the Roomba Cafe. May 2nd, Chicago at Subterranean Downstairs. May 3rd, Davenport at the Raccoon Motel, which when we were getting these dates, it kept saying Des Moines. So I was like, oh, I'm like Des Moines. I've heard Des Moines is a sick city. And then at the end, I'm entering all the shows and bands in town, and there is no Raccoon Motel in Des Moines. And I say, excuse me, where are we performing? Oh, my bad. It's Davenport, bro. Davenport is like maybe like half the size of Des Moines or
I
something.
know that
and
venue too. You guys are having a good time.
It's
Oh, I'll be there actually. We're all
yeah. You're like, actually, I'm gonna skip that one if you guys don't mind.
I'm going to
Yeah,
Des Moines.
y'all will have
Where the
fun.
fuck y'all going?
And then May 5th, we're in Omaha. May 6th, Denver. 7th, Midvale, Utah, which is a suburb in Salt Lake. May 9th, Portland. 10th, Seattle. 12th, Sacramento. May 14th, Los Angeles. May 16th, Phoenix. 20th, Austin. 21st, Dallas. And 22nd, Adam will be on that one too. Finishing off is not the right choice of words right there. Closing off in Nashville, Tennessee, and we are going to set that shit all the way up. It's going to be a fun time.
Let's go.
Really good stuff. Really good shows coming up. Yeah, if you're listening, go rock out with Ollie and Matt. Fellas put on a great show.
Oh, yeah.
Great time. And if you're in those cities and you don't go ahead and just shut this shit off right now.
How about you go fuck off? Huh?
Unsubscribe.
Go ahead and just turn it off then.
But not Ollie, thank you for coming on. It was a really fun
Of course.
episode.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We'll do it again sometime down the road, like episode 150 or something. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Because we're gonna keep this going. We're gonna keep this
100%.
Soundcheck pod going.
Love that.
Adam, any closing thoughts?
No, I'm not really thinking about anything.
Got it. Ollie, any closing thoughts for the good people out there?
I'd rather not. No, I would just say go for it. Whatever you want to do, just get out there and turn up and make that shit happen. You can do it.
Hell yeah. I love that.
Yep.
All right.
Agreed.
We'll see y'all
And
next
yeah,
week. Thanks so
Thanks,
much.
Ollie. Thanks for jumping on here. Appreciate you.
No,